Man, building a company. Building a company, building a vision start with you. I mean, obviously, you have to believe in what you're doing. A lot of time, we ourselves, I've done over 10 businesses in my life. I started my first business when I was 19, and I'm 39 now, so 20 years of some success, a lot of failure. But one thing I've known is, and that's for anyone, if you believe in what you're doing, the team around you, if you're going to build a team, will sense it. And it will give you the drive you need during tough times. Because that's what you need. You need that engine that keeps running when times are hard. Because times will get hard. A lot of time people, if you look at magazine and see all those feature, oh, a 3-year company. Or I read an article not long ago. 3 months, you bought it for I don't know, $250 million, something like that. A lot of money. 3 months in business, and you tend to get this information and see, wow, well, that can't be that hard. I mean, wow, I just got to come up with a great idea and just plug it in. It doesn't work like that. There's no way. First of all, each experience is different. Those guys might have connection and contact and hookups that you don't have. I'm talking about to the guy who has no Ivy League education, who start some of them, didn't finish college, has no connection, wants to start a business. Guess what? Your passion, your drive, your belief is what's gonna keep you going and going and going. Because when you climb that mountain and nobody believes in you, nobody willing to help you, nobody was giving to give you any money, guess what? You need that engine to keep going. You need that momentum to keep going. And when it's hard, that momentum got to be times 5, times 10. That's when you crank up the engine and keep going, you know. And that only comes if you're passionate about what you do and if you believe in what you do. So that's the first thing. Find something you're passionate about. And it doesn't happen overnight. You have to start somewhere. You have to get into a field where you like. The way I started ARED, the solar kiosk business, I looked at areas I was interested in. So I sat down. I'll never forget. I looked at there was 2 areas. Uh, there's a lot of field, but I summarized to 2 field. I look at agricultural and energy. And I remember I looked at agriculture. I was like, I don't want to be in the field. It's a lot of opportunity, but I don't want to be in the field. Then energy. Then I took from, you have to go from top to bottom. Then energy, I shrink it. Okay, what can I do? Solar, hydro, and all. And I did some research. Obviously, all that take times. I looked and I was like, I wanted something unique. I knew I wanted something that will be me, created by me, to separate myself from everybody else. So I look at hydro and all. My first idea, actually, just to be honest, was CSP, concentrated solar power, which is a technology, not to get into too much detail, where it's a parabolic system where you collect the sun and you amplify that to a tube, or you can turn it to, the heat turn it to energy. But it was too expensive. I found a company in the States that was willing to sell me a system. Just one little system was $20,000. I was like, no, I might do that after. I need something simple that I can get cranked up, that doesn't require that much money, and I wanted to create my own product. So I looked, and based on my experience when I was having problem charging and all those things, I was like, okay, kiosk might be interesting because I couldn't find anything I wanted. Did some research again, and just to give you a time frame, from the time I knew that I want to move back home and I wanted to have an idea to launch, from the time I knew what I was going to launch, took about 4 to 5 months. Just sitting down and focus, laser focus. I need to come up with something. Clear the noise. Just stay focused until you figure out what you want to do. And even when you figured it out, you're not 100% sure. But guess what? You never sure of nothing. But that shouldn't stop you from getting started. And from the time you decide to the time you execute and strategy to grow. There will be changes. Your idea is not going to be the final concept. But you have to know where you're going to get started. So I was like solar kiosks, did some research. Okay, great. There's nothing like that exactly out there. That's how it started. And boom, from that moment, I just went ahead. I didn't look back. And of course, the idea I started with and what I have now is totally different. We're doing Wi-Fi now. We're doing all kinds of stuff. We're doing data collection. We're doing machine learning embedded into our system, et cetera, et cetera. But you have to start somewhere. And trust me, if I wasn't passionate about what I'm doing right now, I wouldn't be talking to you, telling you all those things. Because, even though I had limited money to invest, there was time, even to this, there was time I didn't know where the next paycheck was going to come from. I didn't know I was going to pay for this guy or that guy, but I kept going. What kept me believing? First of all, you have to believe in yourself. If you're not confident enough, it's just not going to work. You have to believe in your capability to make this happen. And second, you got to believe that what you're doing will have an impact or has a need out there. And you can see a lot of videos always tell you you have to solve a problem. You can't just say, oh, you have to make sure that the problem you're solving, there's a lot of people need that solution, And the problem we're solving is unemployment, creating micro entrepreneur. And I knew that if I can make this concept work, there's always going to be a lot of opportunity for that type of concept, and that's why we focus. So you have to look at all things, but first work on you. Work on you. Make sure you believe in what you're doing. Make sure you have the passion and the drive and the focus to do what you do, because it's going to be hard as hell. Don't sit here and think, if you're listening to videos of guys making 100 million and all, telling you, oh, I don't know how they made it, they had to do this, and they achieved. No, that's important, yes, but it's going to be hard as in. And if you prepare your mind, that it's going to be tough. If you prepare that mind, then you'll what you call that, the process you'll go through, the challenge will not be that bad, because you already prepared yourself. You already know it's tough. That's what they always say. Start a business. The people that start businesses and fail, it's not a bad thing, because you learn. As long as you learn, you got other guys that start, they fail, they think it doesn't work. No, there's nothing wrong with businesses. The problem is us, how you execute, your strategy, etc., etc., etc. So work on yourself. And I'll recommend anybody, just train your mind, read books. I'm very visual, so I watch a lot. I spend 2 hours every day on YouTube listening to the Garys and all those guys that have achieved what I'm trying to achieve and has the knowledge, just to listen, just get information, just get a lot of information and educate yourself about business and all. Because the more prepared you are, your transition to the entrepreneur world, if it's your first time, will not be that hard. You know, it, and you won't have this issue of thinking you have to do this will happen. No, it's it's the hardest thing you'll have to do. So anyway, guys, good luck. You can follow me on Twitter, Henry Nyakarundi, or on LinkedIn, same thing, Henry Nyakarundi. If you have any question, man, don't hesitate. I'm here to help. I'm passionate about entrepreneurship. Um, I live for this stuff, man. And any question you have, don't hesitate.